I'm Johnny Scoville, and this is Chase the Heat. Thought we do a live stream, people. I'm gonna start doing these more weekly. I know I've said that, but I mean it. So I'm gonna be doing a live stream for the next hour. Went a little bit before 7 p.m. because right at 8 p.m. this ends and the lifeboat takes off, and I don't want to step on Tommy's channel. Dizzy Dragon is the first person to join us. Thank you for hanging out. Hi, Leah. Good to see you. Brian Nim. Good to see you. Sonny the Beast. Miguel Torres. Ethan. Joseph Ruskin. Joshua. Sam Vasquez. Greg Anderson. Catcher Goals. Good to see you here. Good to see you guys. So here's what we're going to do. Just kind of hang out a little bit. I've got a couple different tinctures. I'm going to do a few drops of tinctures, and we'll just kind of do a little question and answer and hang out together. I'm going to do a members-only chat this week. But for this one, anybody can join us. It's good to see you all. I'm going to start this off doing a few drops of banana tincture. So if you have any questions, toss them out there. So good to see you guys. Sunday the Beast, Rob Wages is here. It's Kate. Chad Matthews, Escort, Adam. Good to see all you guys. Yeah. There we go, it's a little better. So a little bit of tincture to start everything off. This is banana tincture I got from South Shore Heatworks. I have, boy, that tastes really good. I have some hot peppers, a box of super hots on their way. So if you have something hot in your house, let's burn together. I don't care what it is. Go to your pantry, go to your shelves, something. If you got tincture, great. I don't care if it's Doritos, whatever. See if you can eat something hot with me. It's Kate. Just watched the Netflix series. It was kind of fun, wasn't it? It was a lot of fun. Shooting a new one right now. Can't tell you where it's going to be, but it's kind of a similar thing, but just going to be a lot longer. The Netflix was one episode. The one I'm in now is a full season, 10 episodes. So it's kind of exciting. I don't know, out of touch, I'm not sure what peppers are in this, but it's hot, and the flavor is fantastic. It's very good on vanilla ice cream. I put some on the ice cream last night. It was great. I won't be doing a late night snack time tonight. This will kind of take its place. Joseph Ruskin. There's a Netflix series called We Are the Champions. If you go to Netflix and type in We Are the Champions. Charlie Mullins, good to see you, brother. You will see it. There's a series of contests. It's a Netflix original. It's a series of really crazy contests from around the world and the crazy people who do them. And one of them was a chili eating contest. There were people from around the world in it. It was really, really fun. That was where I jumped out of the plane and ate 10 Carolina Reapers during the skydive. That skydive was for Netflix. I did it for my channel, but they used some of the footage on Netflix, which was kind of cool. So if you go to the Netflix, it's the second, I believe it's the second episode in the series, but it's awfully fun. It's a funny thing. I haven't cursed on 4,270 videos. I've never cursed on a video, and my dad, in the Netflix special, my dad cursed. It was crazy. It was funny because he was still alive when it came out, and they sent me a copy of it first, and I was like, I watched it. I called my sister. I said, "You're not going to believe it." I said, "He's got a problem." I said, "What?" I said, "Dad swore on the Netflix special." Not like really bad. It was cute the way he did it. I'm not mad at him. Love my dad. But I think it's funny that he's the one who did. It was a lot of fun. It was a fun contest. It was a fun event to be in. You know, it was It was good to be in that before I'm in the one I'm in now, because what I'm in now is way different. We've had 37 days of filming. I think I've been on 26 or 27 days of them I've been on. So it's been very busy. I've been all over the country, and it's been fun. So it was a good kind of a precursor. Kind of got me. It was good to have that under my belt first. But I think what you're going to see, this is going to be so much fun. It was supposed to be coming out in the summertime. It's going to be a little bit later than summer. I can't tell you what platform it's going to be on. I'll say the same thing that Netflix allowed me to say. It's going to appear on one of the world's largest streaming platforms. So it's kind of cool. Now, it's not Netflix. I won't tell you which one it is, but you can sort of figure it out. David Breedlove, what's the update? I'm going to Australia. Sorry, but out of the loop. I was supposed to send everything off to Australia last week to the consulate again. Hopefully this time they let me in, but I'm waiting for a document I'm getting from Bree, which is being notarized, that I'm including with the paperwork. So we're pulling all the strings. We're pulling every string we can on this one. So hopefully this will go as soon as it does. I still have two more scenes to shoot for the thing I'm in, and we've got I think it's going to take like 6 days or 7 days to film all that. So I'm not sure when that's going to be, but I am going to be going to Australia, that is for sure. Luis Matias, big fan of your channel. Thank you. Appreciate you being here. Out of touch. Random question. Do you know Ed Curry on a first name basis? Sure. I've known Ed for years and years. Yep. I've been to his shop tons of times. I've been with Ed at tons of different events around the country. I was in the special at Netflix, which was he was pretty significant in. So yep, you bet. Miguel Torres, I have Netflix, HBO Max, Hulu, Disney, Amazon Prime. I hope things on one of those. Boy, would it be too much of a hint to say yes on one of those that you mentioned? Hi, Charlie. Good to see you, brother. Absolutely still moving to Australia. Can't wait. In fact, it's kind of premature, but the thing that we're filming now, it's sort of like a season 1 sort of thing. The platform it's on has purchased season 1. We filmed it. They've already got it. At the end of every day of filming, we send what's called dailies to the platform, and the execs look at it. And based on that, they are super excited, and they've asked us to continue shooting. It isn't signing the contracts and saying, okay, great, we're doing season 2, but it certainly is a step in the right direction. So that's kind of exciting. I think you guys are going to really like that. That's going to be a very, very cool thing for the chili community, because that's big. That's taking it like out of the obscurity and really going mainstream with it. So that's going to be exciting. So they're talking about a potential season 2, and they're talking about filming some of that in Australia. So yeah, Australia is absolutely going to happen. One of my favorite tinctures lately, Travis W. You know what? I'm really fond of Tom Broom's tinctures. This is Seriously Hot Vintage 24. I've had so much of his tinctures. I really enjoy Tom's tinctures a lot. They're piping hot with great flavor. Dill's Place, a new t-shirt design is coming up. No, I really haven't made a new t-shirt in forever. I think I'll do one for the end of the season, for the upcoming new season. Maybe I'll design a new shirt. It's not a bad idea. What would be my next challenge? Robert Ramos says. I'm not quite sure. It's interesting. As a content creator, you're constantly sitting around thinking, what can I chew on next that's going to be hot? Every time I walk through the store, I'm looking for the newest thing hot. And the stores that I'm used to going to, they know that I walk in, I'll just look at them. Anything hot? They're like, nah, nothing new. And anytime a store gets something new, I walk in, they're like, come here, I got something for you. So I'm always looking. I've done pretty much everything that's out there, all the mainstream ones, except the one chip challenge I didn't do this year or last year. It's a money grab. I'm not really psyched about that. The big, it would take so many. It would take 50 to make a challenge, and the cost of those, it's a super expensive challenge, I don't know. I think it's kind of silly. Sonny the Beast. So let's talk about the Hellfire Fudge. How'd you like it? Would I do it again? The flavor was great. I don't think Wouldn't say never. Um, you know, I don't know. I can't say I would never do it again. But can you guys all hear me okay? You guys can. Somebody's texted me said they had trouble hearing me. It was painful. That was one of the most painful challenges as far as cramps. The cramps of that were surreal. They lasted a really long time, and they were as intense as any of the worst cramps I've ever had. That was one of those challenges. It doesn't really how you prep for that. It makes no difference at all. I mean, I shouldn't say that. It minimize if you prep well, it minimizes the damage. But that was a painful challenge. Oh, you know something? Where do I have it here? Do I have it right here? I do. This is something, one of my next big challenges. The channel or the video that has the most views on it. It's funny, it's not the video that I think is the best, but for whatever reason, it has the most views. It's currently at 996,000 views. So in about another 2 weeks, it's going to hit 1 million views. And I'm really, really proud of that because we're at 20 million views right now as a channel. 20 million views, which is a crazy number. 20 million and maybe 200,000 views. It's a really, really mind-numbing number. But I never had a viral video, so all those are just a little bit few here and there that just kind of all built up. But these are the tinctures that I used in that video. Remember, there was a light one and a dark one. I got them confused. Same company, same tincture. Papa John. So when that hits 1 million, I'm going to duplicate that challenge and do it again. So that'll be a fun one. Rude boy. I love how David gets sarcastic. You shut him down real quick. You're awesome. Hey, thanks. David's a great guy. I love David. You know, he's a good kid. He was raised well. He's a good young man. He's fun to burn with. And you know what the thing about him is, man? I've done so many, hundreds of videos with him where I've said, man, this one's going to hurt. He's like, well, let's do it. And he just, you know, just a willingness to burn, you know? Had a lot of fun. Well, you know what? I don't know if anybody here has ever done like burn sessions with somebody else, but if you burn with somebody else, you kind of get a bond. You know, we made a ton of videos. We didn't just eat hot stuff. We ate some really foul stuff like the Icelandic shark, you know, and surstroming. Oh my gosh, we did something. You want to see something funny, you guys? I gotta show you this funny meme my brother sent me. Tommy said he was going to stop in. I don't know if he's here yet, but he said he was going to stop in. But this is so funny. I don't know if you guys can see this. I'll hold it for the camera. Can you guys see that? Everybody's gangster until the surstroming lid pops. There you go. It's so true. Everyone's a gangster until the surstroming lid pops. Man, that is... So many times I've talked to my brother, just hanging out with Tommy on the phone, or when I was there, we'll just say, boy, how about that surstroming? That stuff is just hard to believe how foul that is. But so getting back to David, I've just had so much fun with that guy. He's a good dude. He's usually pretty respectful. The funny thing about that channel is funny how it changed, how it evolved. The very first video we did, he worked for us, you know, so he was always around and stuff. I knew who he was, and he knew who I was. But I wasn't really close with him. But he was still my friend, you know, I mean, I knew the guy. But we did the first video, we became really close friends. We just did a lot of videos, and he worked with us for a long time. But early on, everybody thought I was being mean to David. And I was like forcing him to do that. There were some mean comments. It was really funny. But what's the weakest chili I started with? Man, probably a jalapeno. I think, you know, it's the gateway pepper. It's kind of what pulls most people in. Angela Murphy, good to see you. How bad is the Carolina Reaper hurt? And does it make you sick? You know, I think, Angela, if you're not accustomed to eating super hot peppers and you were to eat a Carolina Reaper, it could make you sick. And it would hurt an awful lot. If you eat them a lot, you know, I eat them a lot. I've eaten hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Carolina Reapers. So I'm very used to that level of heat. So it doesn't hurt me that much. Although my tolerance is down right now, it still doesn't hurt me that much. But it's a hot pepper. There's a lot hotter, though. Holly Weird, you're a beast. Thank you. Mike Fisher, first time catching you live. You the man. Thank you. We've been waiting for you, Mike. If you know how many times we've done live streams in the past, people will make a comment. When is Mike Fisher going to be here? We've been waiting and waiting. I'm so psyched you're here, Mike. Thanks for joining us, dude. How do I cook with chilies? Olive oil or a lot of times, if I'm making a dish, I'll just cut up a super hot and throw it in the dish I'm making, like spaghetti or something. What I'm famous for taking is like ramen noodles. I'll take a whole pepper, cut it up, and put it in the ramen noodles before I cook it. If I'm sauteing them, olive oil probably. You want a viral video? Play I Am the God of Hellfire on guitar. You know, Unchained, I'm not sure I want, it's really funny. I think everybody, when you first become a YouTuber, you want a viral video. So every content creator's dream is a viral video. It's not even that important to me. Here's why. I've seen people that have had viral videos. And what ends up happening is you get a ton of new subscribers just like that. But they aren't really chili heads. And like this has grown slowly, slowly. It's grown over time, very super organically. I got to tell you, every week, every single week, not lying, at least 2 or 3 times on Instagram, I turn down digital media experts, digital marketers that say they can, whatever. I've never done any of that nonsense ever. So, I don't know. I wouldn't say no to a viral video. I can tell you this, when this thing happens this summer, when this thing is released, we're going to have a huge inflow of new people, I can tell you that. But that'll be fun. Silver Dollar, good to see you. I'm good. Thanks for being here. Umami Crisp is awesome, Patrick Wolf. I bet I've eaten a gallon of it. I'm not kidding. I put it on everything. It's so good. No, I'm not Unchained. You're awfully kind. I'm just a chili head, man. I don't lie to you. Yeah, those 24-hour live streams. It was really funny. The very first one, I built it as a 24-hour live stream, but I knew going into it that I was going to do 25 hours because I knew before I started before I pushed the button on the laptop, I was like, when 24 hours hits, I'm going to say if it's worth doing, right? Sure, we've gone 24 hours straight. What's one more hour? Let's keep going. So we never actually did a 24. The first one we did was 25 hours, and then I think you guys can remember, it was at least 4 25-hour jobs. They're rough, man. Can I tell you something? That in of itself is a mind-boggling challenge. That is so hard on me. It's so taxing on me mentally. If you knew how hard that was on my dome piece, it really was. I remember a couple of them. It was just like, it's hard to piece a thought together. It's one thing if you had to watch if you binge watched movies like all the Star Wars and Lord of the Rings, and for 24 hours straight, you didn't stop. That would be tiring enough, but to kind of have to talk and that was rough. I don't know. I don't think I could do another one of those. Really, I'm not sure if I could do another long one like that. I really don't know if I could. Robert Ramos, he did that plutonium challenge. How bad was that? It was as gnarly as it gets. Corbin, nice. Nice to see you, Jeff. I'm not famous at all, and you guys know that. I'm just a chili head, man. Fact. But yeah, the plutonium, of all the challenges I've done, they were among the worst. They really were. I mean, I've done it 3 times. It's cool they kept going. We're all right. Oh, Silver Dollar, the amnesia sauce is very good. I actually put it on steak. It's a very, very good sauce. You're going to like that. It's a great pepper, actually. Charlie Broken, what's going on here? I don't know, right? Sitting on John. I still have the autographed Tube of Terror. Very cool. Patrick Wolf. Currently, what is the hottest thing I've ever tried? It's still... There's so many. There's like 3 different ways to look at that. There's like the hottest thing by Scoville rating. I've done 16 million Scoville pure powder. It doesn't get higher than that. All right, so that's the hottest I've done as far as Scoville ratings. Now, as far as the hottest I've done, that I guess there's two ways to look at it. The one that hurt me the most wasn't 16 million. The challenges that have hurt me the most are probably like the plutonium challenge hurt me a lot. I'll tell you what, man, no joke at all. That last one, the Uncle Bull Cow, that fudge from hell, whatever that was, Hell's Fudge, that was a nightmare. That was really bad. You know what? I did. You guys see? I don't know if you saw the video where I attempted to eat 30 chocolate bootlegs, 30 of them. I only got 18 down, which is weak. I should have done a lot more than that, but I only got 18 down. But the cramps on that, those were the worst cramps I ever had from a pepper challenge. That was awful. Terrible, 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 as Big Al would say. Rude Boy Fresh, want to smoke a joint with me? You're going to have to wait. Sonny the Beast, my thoughts on the chocolate Primatale. It's the hottest pepper in the world. Well, you know, I say it's the hottest pepper. I think the Primatale is the hottest pepper. Last year, the hottest pepper I had was a Primatale, but it was a red one. This year, the hottest one I ate during this season. The season's over, so the hottest pepper I ate this pepper season was a chocolate Primatale. So the red and the chocolate will kind of toggle back and forth sometimes, depending on which one's hotter. But the Primatale is just the hottest pepper. It really is. You have that fudge, Sonny. That fudge is so bad. Seriously, that fudge. The cramps of that were just, they were special. Like my pain scale is different than most. I have a very unusual tolerance for heat, and I'm telling you that the pain, my pain, the cramps I had. I promise you, it's not a bravado thing, but those cramps that I had from that would have sent most people to the hospital. That was a rough one. Militia, 7 Deadly Sins. Good to see you. How hot would a quarter tube of Terra peanut be to a quarter of a tube of just a quarter of one peanut? So you take a peanut, break it in half, and then break one of those halves in half, and have them eat that. It would be hot, but it wouldn't kill them. You know, here's the thing: a non-chili. That's what's fun about a tube of Terra peanut. It's just one peanut. You know what I mean? It's not like munching on a whole pod where a newbie won't do that. But a newbie will take a peanut and say, why not? I'll give it a shot. So I've seen newbies do that. For a newbie, that's a really tough experience. It's awfully hot. They're very hot. So, Craig Cook, I'm not a chili head, but you're working on it. You're on the bus. That's half the battle, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Em Hunt, good to see you, man. This morning there was a bag of hers, Carolina Reaper curls on the counter when I went back to work at the store. Myself all day. It's a good start to the day. Yeah, you know what? Hers is a good company. I've done most of the reviews I've done for that company have been really good, very positive. It's a good company. I had one that wasn't so good. But, Jeff Coy, good to see you, man. The one and only Johnny Scoville. I'm with the one and only Jeff Coy. You joking me? Sonny the Beast, how do you deal with cramps? I don't know what anyone has ever asked me. I deal just like everybody else does. You grin and bear it. You bear down and get through it. You pray a lot that it's going to end. I'll tell you what, have you had cramps? So I'm a person of faith. Some of you guys aren't, and that's okay. But I've only prayed during cramps 3 times. I remember them all really clearly. Like you're making God deals in the middle of the night, doubled up like an egg with your knees pulled up to your chest because you're in so much pain. Yeah. You know how little David, I shouldn't call him little. I say little David because in the office there's 2 Davids. And we always say big David, little David. I don't mean it in a disrespectful way. I love the guy. Like you have no idea. I love him like a brother. But College Boy has this unique ability to sleep through cramps. It's the most astonishing thing. It happened to me once. And I know it happened because I used to watch it happen to him all the time. I'm like, what is wrong with you? He's like, I cannot keep, I'm just exhausted. I can't keep my eyes open. And he'd fall asleep. I was like dying on the floor in cramps. And he's like curled up in a ball. And when he'd wake up, he slept through them all. I used to get mad at him. Like, how do you do that? But it happened to me once. I had really, really bad, I ate something really, I don't remember what it was. I don't remember the challenge it was. But I ate something super hot. And then afterwards, I got the chills. I don't know if you've ever had that, where it could be like 120 degrees out. You feel like you're freezing to death. You're shivering. I was freezing. I threw like covers over me. And all of a sudden, I got super fatigued and crashed for like a half hour. I just couldn't keep my eyes open. So that happened to me once, but it happens to David routinely. Cramps, here's the thing about cramps. Like in the beginning of the season, cramps hurt a lot more than towards at the end. You know, at the beginning of the season, my tolerance is down. So if I do a challenge, the cramps are going to be more severe. The higher your tolerance is, the less the cramps are going to get to you. How it works. Much love from the Lifeboat. Lifeboat's awesome, you guys. It's my brother. You guys, I don't know if you know much about my brother Tommy Scoville. Tommy, he has a channel called the Lifeboat. I went a few minutes before 7 my time because at 8 my time, Tommy goes live. And I don't want to step on the toes on the people walking up the gangplank getting on the Lifeboat. But it's a channel about addiction, recovery, sobriety, and beating it, living your best life, living with purpose instead of just living with it switched down, loafing through it. It's a wonderful channel. Lives are being changed on it, so check it out. It's the Lifeboat. There's a link in at the end of every one of my videos for it. Buddy, good to see you, man. I remember a few years ago, I ate my first ghost pepper minutes before having a march with a drug for 40 minutes. That wasn't fun. That had to have been bad. I don't know if you guys know Sasquatch. Martin, no. But Sasquatch is great chili. I had a lot of fun with him. He used to do a lot of live stuff, but life pulled him in different directions. He hasn't made videos in a while, but I was with him in New York at the New York City Hot Sauce Expo. And we all were taking a run at the world's record for the Guinness Book of most Carolina Reapers eaten in a minute. And there's no experience like being in the green room, you know, at something like that. Behind the stage, they call it the green room, and there are 2 big 50-gallon drums with garbage bags, like lined garbage cans, and 3 or 4 big tables, and they'd be like milk, whole milk, 2%. They'd be vinegar, lemon juice, peanut butter, ice cream, everything you could kill a burn with. But everybody was coming off the stage were getting sick into the buckets. I'm trying to eat 10 peppers in a minute. You're going to end up throwing them up. It's just kind of how it works. But he tried to and wasn't able to. And the scary thing about that was, as soon as the event ended, he had to get into his car and drive like, I think if my memory serves me, it was like either 10 or 11 hours by himself in a car after eating like 10 Carolina Reapers. Calf cramps are rough. I've had them on a plane before. If you've never had calf cramps on a plane, that's a drag. And I don't know, I've never proven it. I haven't tested enough to really get like a study in my head of how I think it really works. But I think the altitude does something, has some sort of effect on the cramps. Early on, when I first started the channel, every time I flew, I would either do a live stream on the tarmac before the plane took off. Here, I'll tell you guys a little secret I had never told anybody before. When you get on a plane, they say all your small devices need to be in airplane mode. Whatever. Listen, if this was a device that could take a plane down, do you think they'd let you on an airplane with it? No, they wouldn't. So I used to make videos on the plane. You know, I'd put the camera up and eat a pepper. And on one of the videos, I don't know what I ate, but I ate too much of something. You know, and you're strapped in a chair. You can't, you know, if you've been on a plane before, by the time you hear the ding, you can get up and move around the cabin, use the bathroom if you need to. That's at least 40 minutes after you get on the plane. So you get in your chair, you sit down, and the clock's ticking. You probably got 35 or 40 minutes before you're at altitude, enough everything is stable, and you can get out of your chair. So we got the whole. I ate the peppers. I think they were, for some reason, I want to say they were chocolate covered Carolina Reapers, and I ate 3 of them or something. But that really doesn't make sense because that wouldn't give me cramps. Whatever I did gave me cramps at altitude, and it was really a drag. George Hellman, I mentioned this in a different comment, but I had 2 6 million sauces yesterday. 1 habanero based, 1 ghost pepper based. Birthday party seemed like fun. The hob was easy, but the ghost was a screamer. I love ghost pepper. Ghost pepper is one of the great peppers. It always will be. Johnny, what do you eat in restaurants? Do you bring hot sauce? You know, I'm not one of those guys. I have powder. Where's my keys? I have a little container on my keychain that holds, enough 7-pot purine powder to ruin a party. So plenty for a meal. So I'll take that with me. But I'm not one of those guys that walks into a restaurant with a bottle of hot sauce. That seems kind of cheesy to me. Write a book, Jeff. Knock it off, man. I wrote a book. I've actually written a book already. I just didn't write it to get it published. It's Kate. It's the hottest thing I've ever eaten. 16 million Scoville pure capsaicin crystals. Plutonium-9 extract. Jeremy Bell, my dude. Good to see you, man. Charlie Brown fan. Good to see you. Been a while since you tuned in, but I've been watching from the sidelines. Love you, man, and hope you're doing well. I am. Appreciate you asking. Things are good. Have you done the Diablo pacifier or the solar flare challenge? Yeah, I've done them both. Yeah, it was funny with Dollar Silver. With those challenges, they were made by Blazing Foods. So I was kind of in the development. I helped them develop them, which is really like being a crash test dummy because it'll come into work and, inevitably there's no such thing. I don't know. Maybe it happens in other companies, but in ours, there's no such thing as nailing it on the first attempt. So inevitably, there's round after round after round of just suffering before we get it right. To be very honest, usually it's not hot enough, it's not hot enough, it's not hot enough. You know who's the worst with that? Foy. He's like, we gotta make it hotter. I'm like, I'm dying. I'm telling you, it's hot. Let's make it hotter. He's a madman. He really is. He likes pushing it. Yeah, Travis. It's funny. It's called. I should go get it. It's called Kegos. It's a little sterling silver thing, and you unscrew it. It's got a little tube inside, and you can, once it's empty, you can refill it. You know what I did with it? The holes were so small, it was ridiculous. I took a Dremel tool with a little teeny drill head on it, and I drilled the holes bigger. Instead of like 5 holes, now there are 3 holes. I made it bigger, and now when you dump powder on, it works. But yeah, definitely in a restaurant, you look around, you kind of pull out a vial at a restaurant, people are like, oh, like 1980 from a bad movie. But yeah, I get the funny look sometimes with that. Shut up, Jeff Coy. Not to be a downer, but somebody stole his catalytic converter this weekend. Prayers be find someone who can replace it cheap and not to get it stolen again. I'll tell you what, that's brutal. It's one of the most commonly stolen things now. It's catalytic converters. And I know that on cars like, one of the most common is, I don't know what you're driving, but one of the most common is a Toyota Prius. For some reason, they have the most valuable catalytic converters. Very close to where I live, here in Fort Mill, a dude was stealing a true story. It was in the paper. A dude was stealing, or it was online in the paper. Isn't that funny? You can tell I'm old. But this dude was stealing a catalytic converter underneath the car. The car fell on him. Dude goes out in the morning and starts cars. You can tell something's going on underneath the car. Looks underneath there's a dead dude. It's crazy. I'm sorry that happened to you, man. It's a bummer. just cooking and washing dishes. Thai chilies are great. Pepper Popper 81. Love them. Lawn Dog, my man. I love Lawn Dog. Lawn Dog, good to see you, man. It's been a while since I'm able to join you live. It's always enjoyable. Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure when Lawn Dog stops by. No hate on whoever stole it, just a sign of the times. But man, I need my car to work. No hate on the person who stole it. No hate, but I tell you what, if I caught somebody, you know what? I had specialized plates on my car when I was young. Like I'm telling you, like a long time young, in college young. And the plate said gnarly, GNRLY. That was my license plate. And I just moved to Boston, Massachusetts, and I was in my apartment, like the second or the third night I was there, and I had a balcony. I was on the balcony. Somebody was out. I had a little black sports car, and somebody was squatting down behind my car, like doing something to my license plate. So I yell. I said, "I'm going to kill you if my license plate's gone. I'm going to be down there in 2 seconds." I got dressed and ran down the square. He was gone already. But I'm afraid of what I'd do if I caught somebody stealing something like that. For real. You're a good man, Jeff. Charlie Mullins, plans for any more tattoos? I think you got some new ones. You need to email me those or send me a text message, Charlie, of the tattoos. I thought you got some new ones. My most recent new one is that right here. I really love this a lot. It looks really good. It really, really does. It looks great. So as far as plans for other ones, yeah, you know, this arm I'm not going to do. I made it do with my mom. I'm going to go to my grave with this arm just like it was when I was born. But this one I'm going to play with. So I got plans. I still have plenty of canvas left, so to speak. I still have all here and all of here on this side. So I still have plenty of room. Top of my hand. I got plenty still, but that's the thing. When I'm done with that, like I'm not a big fan of getting leg tattoos. So I'm really not. Now I have it. It comes over on my chest, like here. So I can always kind of extend it on more on my chest a little bit. But I'm not big into tattoos on my back because I can't see them. I'm not into tattoos I can't see. I'm not really getting them for other people. I get them because I like them. You know what I mean? I'm often one of that. I have a friend. I can't remember. I used to have a friend that had 2 or 3 different tattoos, and every one of them was on his back. I'm like, dude, you have 3 tattoos, and you can't see any of them. Seems kind of crazy to me. But I definitely, I like tattoos, man. I don't know. It is what it is. I know my kids were young. I remember saying, you guys gonna get tattoos? My daughter Abby, I said, you gonna get a tattoo? I have 3 kids, right? I said my oldest one, I'm like, you gonna get a tattoo? My oldest said no, not a chance. My youngest, Johnny Jr., is no doubt gonna get ink. There's just no 2 ways about it. At some point, that boy's gonna get ink. I just know it. But my daughter, my baby, already inked. Crazy. She's a rock star, though. So proud of all of them. I got great kids. I got great kids in different countries, man. I got 2 in Australia that I love so much. You know, Mia and Harper are amazing. Can't wait to be there, you guys. You have no idea. The sign of the times, right? Stand for truth. What crazy times we live in right now. Holy moly. It's hard to even... Like, my dad just died a couple of years ago. If he were alive now, he wouldn't believe the stuff that's happening right now. In just a short time since he's died. It's just, like, it's gotten crazy. Roger, good to see you. Hey, Johnny, recently just got a couple tubes of terror. Just eat them casually because they're pretty tasty. You know, they're like diet. When we're at shows, we always build them as diet nuts. Charlie Mullins, by the way, love that bust by your name. Looks fantastic, man. But we at shows we always call them. We say that they're like diet peanuts. You know, you're not going to sit back and. I mean, you might sit down and eat the whole tube of terror, but that's to complete the challenge. I don't think there are too many people that sit down and snack and find themselves, oh, gee, I ate the whole tube of terror while I was watching this movie. It's not that kind of a peanut, you know. I mean, I'd like to meet the person that can eat peanuts like those, like that, you know. Dustin can probably do that. He doesn't, you know, he's different. Absolutely still moving to Australia, Maddie. No 2 ways about it. Still have about a week of filming to shoot. On that days of filming to finish the project I'm on now. But I'm submitting I'm submitting the paperwork again this week to the consulate in Australia. So hopefully, got one more sitting to get my half sleeve finished. Please do, Charlie. That's awesome. Show us the beard length. You wouldn't believe if I showed you. I can't right now because it wouldn't look good. It's down to my. If I'm sitting down, you have no. It's just way too long. But listen, it's getting bushy up here, and I took it out today. It's out like April. It's not tied in. It's kind of crazy. I said to Bree, I'm gonna trim it. She's like, no, you're not. And Bree loves it. She likes it long and bushy, and so I'm not. I can tell you this: it's really long, like absurdly long, longer than ZZ Top long, like long. I always live like this when I sleep. Every morning I'll do it again, but if I take it out when I sleep, I'll wrap it around my neck. I mean, you can't sleep with it out because it's just, or you'll wake up in the morning, it's all like a ball of hair. It's just ridiculous. Let's see. Hey, John, let's see. Was it R. Cree here? RC here. Johnny, I just want to say thank you for reviewing Bloody Snot. Bought 4 packs of Hellfire. Hellfire is a great hot sauce company. Man, I love them. Can I eat a whole tube of Terra live? Sure. I've done it several times live. Oh, now? No, not now. Something you got to plan on. I'm definitely not going to do it now. But I don't know. I'm sure there are people who have eaten more tubes of Terra than I have, but I've eaten a lot. I bet you I've eaten 30 tubes, 40 tubes maybe. That's just full tubes. If you add all the peanuts I've eaten along the way, like I'll go to a show and I'm sure during the course of the day I'll eat a couple tubes just because someone will come up and eat one with me. And, by 3 o'clock I've done that with 30 people. Oh, Maddie, I love it in Australia. I was there. I've been there already, and I really love it. I love being there. The people there are great. And they love me there. So, Jeff Steinsight, good to see you, man. Have I had a chance to try Pepper X? The pepper itself, not the sauce made from it. Nope. He's keeping his cards pretty close to his chest with that one. Still not releasing it. Listen, Tommy, good to see you, brother. I love you, man. I don't think, even when he releases it, it's not going to be as hot. There's no such thing as a 3 million Scoville mustard pot. It just isn't. I was talking to somebody. I was talking to Jeremy Bell about it today. Here's what I'm going to explain to you. Tell me if this makes a lot of sense in your head. It doesn't matter whether we use a ghost pepper as an example, a 7-pot Primo, or Carolina Reaper. Let's use a Carolina Reaper as an example. There's chocolate. You have red. You have orange, you have mustard, you have green, you've got yellow, you've got golden, you've got purple. I'm probably forgetting a white. All right? The order that I gave you is kind of how hot they're going to be. You're never going to find a white one that's hotter than a chocolate. It just doesn't work that way. The hottest are always going to be the chocolate or the red. They'll switch around once in a while. But there's no such thing as a pepper anywhere where the mustard is hotter than the chocolate variant. Isn't. And if there was a mustard pod that had the capability of reaching 3.5 million Scoville, don't you think at some point somebody would have had one recorded at 1.5 million, 1.8 million, maybe 2.25? Nope. So I'll believe that when I eat it. Do me a favor. I can't say any more than this, but the project that I've been filming and working on, you have to, when it comes out, the very first, is it the first episode or the second? No, the first episode is great. But the second episode, just remember Pepper X, Johnny Scoville, and that second episode. It's you guys are going to get a laugh out of it. If you had the hottest pepper ever, would you hide it? Interesting, Tommy. Am I going to be in Oxford this year, the Chili Festival? I don't know. Charlie, what month is that? I don't know, man. I'm not sure. I had so much fun in Oxford. Been there twice now, and it's such a good event. The first one was more fun than the second. The second one was fun, but the first one uh, is when I met Charlie and his wife. Amazing people. That was great. The second time, though, did mark a pretty cool event. It was the first event that Blazing Foods ever had a booth at where we did not send somebody to the hospital. How cool is that? Every event we've ever gone to, somebody's gone to the hospital because we warned them. I've never just burned anybody. I swear to you, I've never just burned anybody on purpose. I always say start small and move your way up. But we always send somebody home. And the second time we were in Oxford this past year, it was the very end of the last day. And this dude comes up to my booth. He's got his wife and his daughter there. And his daughter is probably 6 feet tall, but looks really young. And she goes, I want to try one of those. Can I try one? And, I said, how old are you? She goes, I'm 17. I said, nah. I said, are you really a chili yet? She goes, no. I said, I don't want you to try it. I don't want you to get hurt. She goes, please, please. I said, no. She goes, but my dad's right there. I said, I don't care. It's an event. I'm your dad. I'm not letting you do it. You can't do it. I don't want to see you get hurt. So the dad goes, give me one. I'll eat it. I said, are you going to give it to her? He goes, no. So I gave the father one, and the father ate one. He just one. And he's sitting there chewing up, and he cleared his throat, and his eyes started watering. He started blinking his eyes a lot. And I can usually tell right away, like if somebody's eating a pepper and we're going to have a problem with them, like after within a minute, I can go, uh-oh, we got a live one. And I can tell we're going to have a problem. I couldn't tell with this guy. He was funny as can be. His wife was laughing. He was coughing, and he was rolling with it. He was making it funny. He was playing on it. It was killing him, but he was playing on it. So he walks away from the booth, and more people come up to the booth. We're sampling products and stuff. And I looked past him, like 10 minutes later, Christina from Shipping was with me. And he's leaning against this post, one of the posts that holds up a tent. He's leaning against it in a really weird way. Like, I'm like, dude, if that dude's acting, he's nailing it. I said, you think he's all right? I lost sight of him because people are everywhere. They're asking me questions and stuff. The next time I see him, he's on a mattress. He's laying down like a pool chair, kind of like a pool chair. He's laying down. He's got his shirt open. The wife is fanning his face. All kinds of people are around him. Ambulance pulls up. I'm like, oh, no. So I walk over to him. He's laying there. His eyes were in the back of his head. You could just see whites. His eyes going, Daddy, Daddy. I felt so bad. I'm getting like nervous right now just thinking about it. It was terrible. The ambulance comes over, their EMTs are working up. I couldn't stand there to watch it. I felt so terrible. So I walked back to the booth. I call Foy. I'm like, David. He's like, what's going on? What's wrong? I'm like, because he wasn't with us. The only event he doesn't go with, this happens. So he's like, what's going on? I said, man, we're going to send somebody to the hospital. He goes, are you serious? I said, well, I don't know, man. It's touch and go. I told him what happened. While I'm on the phone with Foy, they lift the gurney up with him on it, and they wheel him over and put him in the back of the ambulance. I'm like, yeah. I say, he's in the ambulance. I got to go. I'll call you back. So I'm walking around looking for the event coordinator. His name is Mike. He sees me. He's like, Johnny. This is the second year we were there. He's like, Johnny. I said, I'm so sorry, man. He ate one peanut. He goes, maybe we need to rethink these peanuts as being sampled. I said, no, we don't need to do that. That's foolish thinking. He's going to be all right. And I felt so terrible. So like 15 minutes goes by. I'm on the phone with Foy again. And as I'm on the phone with him, the door of the ambulance opens up and the guy climbs out, joins his wife and daughter and walk off. I almost wanted to hear like a round of applause when like a rodeo cowboy gets up after getting the wind knocked out of him and he cheers for him or something. I was like, Foy, we're okay. He got out of the ambulance. I was so psyched about that. Jason, do you ever watch the Hot Dang Show? He ate a bunch of your tubes. I don't know how he lived. Yes, I've seen a lot of his videos. I was in a contest with him. The 10 tubes, spoonfuls of terror, it was called. It was a 10-tube challenge. Every single person who got in, there were 8 of us who started it off in the contest. Everybody had 10 tubes of terror, 10 full tubes. And at the end, there was Roger, me, Dustin, and the UK Chili Queen. The four of us all ate 10 tubes. So yeah, I've eaten a bunch. Pretty rough. Excuse me. Let's see here. Any tips on eating a pepper straight up? Usually grind it up and put it in food. I can never get a pepper straight up. You know, start small. That's my best advice. RC here. That's what I would do. Start with like, you're laughing at me. Start with the green pepper. Go from a green pepper to, there's stuff that, jalapeno. But when you go to a jalapeno, don't eat the whole jalapeno. Cut a slice of it off. Just get a sliver of it. And work your way up. You can attain a high level for tolerance and never really hurt yourself. Where was I? Hang on a minute. I can't remember who it is. Somebody I know who's a legit. Oh, was it Bull Cow? No, it wasn't Bull Cow. Somebody I was talking to recently has never had calf cramps. I'm like, excuse me, what? And they eat hot stuff. I know they do. I can't remember who it was. But they've never had calf cramps because they never pushed it that hard to ever do it. You can get to be a severe chili head and never kill yourself. You just got to you got to really know what your limits are and not go past them. You know what I mean? But those limits are like navigational stakes you can't see until after you've gone by them. And a lot of times, like, oh, it's too late now. It's way too late. So, Tommy boy, you causing trouble? What is Tommy saying? Yeah. And Roger isn't saying. He did the plutonium with an entire bottle of he did ramen with a whole bottle of plutonium in there and then drank all the stuff after. That was as hardcore as it gets. People, I don't care how hardcore a chili head you are, it's difficult to really understand how bad that is, how hard that is. First of all, how poisonous it tastes. Honestly, it doesn't, it has a use. You understand that if you here's an Allen wrench for my guitar. If you just dip the tip of this Allen wrench, just the tip of it, and then just put what's on that tip into a pot of chili, it will heat a pot of chili. It's that hot. You know what I mean? So it has a use. It was never, do you realize that most of the plutonium has been used absolutely improperly? Totally irresponsibly. Oh, it's crazy. Start with jalapeno, yeah. Then go to serrano. Then go to habanero. I went straight from habanero to ghost pepper, from ghost to reaper, and then reaper and everything above. George Heilman, good to see you, man. Break time's over. Enjoy. We got about another 5 minutes. Let's see, about another 5 minutes, and we're gonna wrap it up. I need to get ready for the Lifeboat. It's my daily, it's important to me, man. Story time with Uncle Bill. Man, I love you, dude. What a good guy you are. Guys, go over and check out Story Time with Uncle Bill. He's got a YouTube channel, and he's just a wide variety of very, very cool stuff, and he's a good guy. So please go check his channel out. Story Time with Uncle Bill. Also, check out the Lifeboat. Since we're about to all get off the bus and get onto the boat. If you know anybody who has a substance abuse problem, honest to goodness, please check out. And if you don't believe it, if you're a little skeptical, just watch a Lifeboat episode. Just lurk and watch one, and you will decide that it's something that needs to be a part of your plan. Big Al House of Pain. Oh, bro, stop. It's not that. I love you, dude. Man, I'm tricking you. We were talking about you. Just my brother and I were talking about you. We talk about you in the office all the time. But my brother and he knows. See, my brother, he's never shook your hand or looked you in the eyes face to face, but he knows how sick you are. He knows how sick you are. Tommy did surstroming with me. He did it. We cracked that thing open, and he ate that with me. He knows what it smells like. He saw you drink it. He saw you like it, Al. He knows who you are, man. I'm good, bro. I miss you. It's good to see you. Fizzlonius. I've never braided my beard before. Do you have any tips? Be careful, man. I did it just for fun at the beginning. I didn't think it was going to be a thing, and then it ends up, I did Netflix, so like, don't shave that. One day on right before a shoot, it was right before a shoot. Well, I told you I had like 26 days of shooting. It was right after shoot, before a shoot. Like I got a text message from one of the producers, and they said, "What do you do?" I said, "Shaving." That's all I said was shaving. I just waited. They said, "Shaving what?" Brad, stop! Just got on the bus. How cool is that? He goes, "What are you shaving?" I said, "My face." He goes, "You're kidding, right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm kidding." So I don't know. I'll be honest with you, it was really small. For the first 2 years of the channel, I didn't braid it. I didn't know how. I just twisted it up like this and put a rubber band, 3 rubber bands on it to hold the twist in place. But I didn't know how to braid it. And then early on, the first 2 seasons, first 2 or 3. What season are we in now? 6 or 7? I don't know. The first 3 years of the channel, probably. If you ever saw my goatee and it was braided, it means there was a woman near me. And she did it. Because I didn't know how to do it back then. And I wouldn't let a guy braid my beard. So I'd be at a show and a girl would say, "Can I braid your beard?" It happened in New York. Happened in Dallas at Zest Fest. Maybe I think it happened in a couple other places. But I learned how to do it. It just took time to figure out how to do it. I can do it like this because I don't see it. If I had to watch it, it would be hard to do. Lawn Dog, have you been keeping an eye on our friend Chili Chinglish? Yeah, I'm concerned about him. I've been praying for him like crazy. I watch all of his videos and comment on all of them. Guys, that's another guy you got to go check out. Check out Chili Chinglish. Chili and Chinglish. Chinglish. He is one of the nicest people on the face of the earth. There are hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos of Tubes of Terror on YouTube. And ask Tommy, the funniest video on YouTube of the Tube of Terror is Chili Chinglish doing it. Swear to you, hands down. In fact, it's so funny. On my last trip out to Reno, I made my mom watch it. My mom was in stitches. And he's got kind of a medical issue going on. So pray for him, good wishes, good positive feelings, vibes, whatever you do, it would be good for Chili Chinglish. And go check his channel out. I mean it. Please go do that for him. Chili Chinglish. You can look on the screen right there. Lawn Dog put it in the post right there. But he's a very, very good guy. So please check him out. Another minute. We're going to wrap it up. Yeah, you guys, everybody listen, somebody that's on here tonight that has never gone to the Lifeboat, please go tonight. It's right after this. We're going to end it. And my brother starts his literally he's really good at starting right on the straight up. So he'll start right at literally 6 minutes from now. But if you're, just test the waters. If you're somebody who has a problem and it's you, test the waters. Sit back, don't touch the keyboard, don't take part in the chat, just watch. If you have somebody that you know that has a substance abuse problem and you love them like I know you do, it's that important. Watch for them. And if you think it's worthy, instruct them to go because it's a life changer. So please do. One more minute, guys. Any last questions? We are going to wrap it up right now. I want to thank all of you guys so much for joining me. We're going to do this on a weekly basis. I'm going to do a live stream for everybody once a week, and then at least once every 2 weeks, at least twice a month, I think, I'll do a live stream that are members only. Please, guys, if you haven't gotten your Chase the Heat bus pass, please do. There's a lot of cool content on there, some backseat stuff that I wouldn't normally put on the channel. Like me making mistakes playing guitar and not starting over. True story. So go check that out. Premonition is great. The Lifeboat channel, the name of the channel is The Lifeboat. The Lifeboat, 3 words, 3 letters. In fact, at the end of the video, end of every one of my videos, at the end, it's one of the logos at the bottom. I don't know which side it appears on, but it's at the bottom of every one of my videos. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. I did make a copy of this, so I'll upload this. Because you know what happens? When you do a live video, most people just watch videos. They don't really go to the live stuff that have been done live. So I'm going to throw a version of this up on Anyway, I have a theory. I'll explain it another time. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me. Let me end this one first, and then I'll end this one in a minute. Guys, I'm Johnny Scoble. You'll see all the normal stuff right there. Right there is the pepper. There is Tommy's Lifeboat. Right there, more videos. Oh, I love you. I'm Johnny Scoble. This was Chase the Hate. Okay, that's the end of that one. Yeah, Charlie, I love all you. Tell someone you love them. Hey, I didn't see this just now. Hayes, my friend is a big fan of you. Can you greet Marvin? We really appreciate it. Marvin, good to see you, dude. Thanks for watching the channel. Let me shut that. You know, I haven't done it in a long time, you guys. I haven't played on the channel in a long time. This is my new one. This is such a cool guitar. Close custom made this for me. What a nice, they're so nice to do that. But it's so different. It's got a carbon fiber neck. It's not made out of wood. The neck is carbon fiber. It's got just a single pickup. Just two knobs, one for volume, one for tone. It's just a beast. Super low action. It's just a really, the thing about it is, I have guitars that are worth a whole lot more, and I've played them, I plugged them in, and they don't sound as good. I don't know if it's got to be the pickup. It's a close pickup. It's their own pickup. It's called a close blackout, but it sounds insane. It sounds better than I have a couple of Gibsons. It sounds better than the Gibsons I got. It's incredible. I'm like, excuse me, I've had it for about, I've had it since last Thursday, and I haven't put it down. I haven't stopped playing it. The only thing is it's not as comfortable to play sitting down, because you got to play it wedged between your legs like this. So you play it like this, which isn't that bad, but it's not, I don't know. My Strandberg is the most comfortable guitar that I've ever had. But right now, I'm in love with that close. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up. I love you guys a lot. You're the most. I mean it. Let's all go over the Lifeboat. When you become invested in somebody else's sobriety, caring about somebody else's sobriety, you watch what it does to your own. I love you guys. I'm Johnny Scoble. This was